Greetings, brothers and sisters. Today I'm going to give you a very special message about being careful what you expose yourself to. You know, you have to be careful about what you expose yourself to. When you're at peace, when you have peace in the Lord and you feel great and in the moment, you have clarity and you feel like you're set free, then you're at a great place. Don't think you can take this and go and amplify it through the world. Don't think, oh, I feel so peaceful, I'm gonna go do drugs, or I'm gonna start lying, or I'm gonna start being egotistical about this peace. Be careful what you expose yourself to. If you go and expose yourself to evil, if you go and take drugs while you're feeling at peace and you're with the Lord, you're giving yourself over to a reprobated mind. You're giving yourself over to sin. You are giving yourself over to the enemy. This is your baseline dopamine. And when you go and seek out this pleasure from the world, your brain dopamine level goes up. And after that, it goes down below baseline. And when you're below baseline for your dopamine level, you have this same urge to bring it back up. You're relying on the world. You're trying to feel good. You're trying to feel life. You're trying to feel alive through the pleasures of the flesh. And as soon as you expose yourself to this one time, you may have not had a burning urge before. You may have not even been thinking about it before. You might have just done it because someone was passing a joint around and you just hit it or whatnot. But as soon as you do that, you're introducing this reward for your brain. You're introducing dopamine to your brain through this chemical in the world, and you're giving yourself over to the enemy. And this is how the enemy provokes you to get into the cycle of consumption, this consumption cycle. Having an urge to do something, an urge to please yourself through the flesh, through the world, through drugs, whatever it may be, through watching the websites, through sex, through whatever it is, that's looking towards the future. That's trying to make yourself better through the world, through the future. And if you seek something out and then you get it, and then it's like, all right, I feel good for like 5 minutes, or I feel good for like 30 minutes, and then you're back down below baseline feeling worse than you did before. But the presence of the Lord, the present moment, the presence of God is present. That's not the future that you're going out to like seek in the future and going to get in the future. That's now. God can be felt now in the moment. God is. Jesus says, I am. I am, what is that? Present. I am. Not I will be. You have the presence of the Lord with you. You have this peace. You have this clarity. He gives us power. He gives us a spirit of courage. Fear is gone. And it's an amazing feeling. So be careful what you expose yourself to. Because the moment you expose yourself to sin, you will feel drawn towards it. Because the desires of the flesh, there's a verse that says the desires of the flesh and the desires of the spirit contradict each other to try to keep you from what you want to do. So if you are in the flesh and you're desiring after the flesh and you're lusting after the world, you are going to be away from the Spirit. The Spirit cannot work in you. We are the temple of the Lord, and when we are following His Spirit and are doing His will, we will turn away from the world. We will turn away from the flesh. We will stop pleasing ourselves for short term. We will start building. God will build with us. We'll build relationships. We'll be able to feel more confident. We'll be able to show more of who we are. We'll be able to be a light to shine. Our light that shines through us testifies for the Lord, represents Jesus. We are sharing Jesus when we are denying the flesh, we are denying the world, we are denying